I don't know that it's justifiable, although Kohl's does carry a plethora of things. So I guess you can justify in some way, shape, or form being able to go to Kohl's and having like a one-stop shopping experience. I'm not a Kohl's shopper myself. But yeah, what is up is online shopping. The Retail Federation is reporting that online shopping is seeing some of its most impressive numbers in years to date. So I will tell you this. I did go to the mall this week, a local mall, and there were so many people, and it was early in the morning, and there was so many people in the mall. I was stunned because number one, where you hoes getting money from? Okay. Let me know. Share with your good sis. Okay. Because is it that you guys all have OnlyFans accounts, or what are you guys doing? Like, do you guys all have sugar babies, sugar daddies? Is that what's happening? I don't know. Rest in peace to Chewy, who was one of my personal favorites from the Chelsea Lately show. Chewy passed away earlier on this week. So rest in peace to him. And just before we get into the fuckery of it all, which we are calling, he's a good man, Savannah. Yes, that's what we're calling the hot topics this week. I hope you like it. He's a good man, Savannah. All right, let's just go ahead and start with the bullshit. Why don't we? So this week had a lot of shit going on. Your president, not mine, Donald J. Trump, was impeached this week. Now, he is only the third president in U.S. history to receive this illustrious title of impeachment. Now, if you are someone who skipped several days of history class, you will note that Nixon was not impeached because he actually resigned before the House could actually bring him up on impeachment charges for the Watergate scandal. Now, the House did approve 2 articles of impeachment for Trump, obstructing justice as well as abuse of power. And this was pretty much a unanimous decision in the House on the part of the Democrats. The timeline for everything associated with this impeachment dates back to 2014, when Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, joined the board of the Burisma in Ukraine, which is a Ukrainian oil and gas company. Now, for many of you who do not follow politics and may not, in fact, follow the news enough, you will be a little alarmed to note that there was some shadiness behind Hunter Biden's placement as a board member and a contractor for the Burisma organization, being that he pretty much had no background in oil. He had no background in being a board member whatsoever. So it did raise some red flags that he was appointed to the board to be a board member of Burisma. However, in 2019, May of 2019, Giuliani, actually, who is President Trump's personal lawyer, did in fact go in to Ukraine and do some investigating on Hunter Biden to find out, was there any funny business going on with his appointment. Now, you will note that in April of 2018, President Trump did extend a $250 million aid to Ukraine. Now, if you fast forward now to 2019, in July of 2019, Trump hit up the new Ukrainian president at the time, who had just been newly elected, President Zelensky, to congratulate him and to also tell him that Joe and Hunter Biden should be investigated for corruption. Now, in August of this year, the reports revealed that Trump had delayed the delivery of this $250 million aid to Ukraine, which led to Giuliani being investigated for his investigation as things kind of came to a head, so to speak. So this led to Mike Pompeo receiving a subpoena, as well as President Trump back in September actually admitting to a reporter that he was tying up funds for Ukraine. Now, the reason why this raised a lot of alarms and a lot of flags to the House is that in protecting and providing aid to Ukraine, you're not only providing aid to them from the standpoint of, hey, they need help. And as part of the delegation, United States being the bigger brother of all countries, we are here to help. This was also an aid and effort to protect Ukraine against the Soviet Union, which actually are coincidentally pretty much extreme bedfellows with our current administration. So, with all that said and done, there must be a full Senate trial where there has to be 2/3 of a vote required to convict President Trump on his impeachment. So for now, it seems as though he will be staying in place and he will not be convicted on the charges brought up for the impeachment. Now, it is no word on House Speaker Pelosi in terms of how this is going to go. The Judiciary Committee of the Senate, I believe, is going to be the one leading the charge on this impeachment conviction. Now, the likelihood that there is actually going to be a full-on conviction is very, very small, as the Republican-led Senate has pretty much said that they will back Donald Trump up in all ways, shape, or form, vowing to not adhere or take part in anything that's going to actually lead to a conviction, which actually goes against every bit of the oath that they're taking, but it's not a surprise to me. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. As of right now, like I said, we need 2/3 of a vote required for two-thirds of a Senate vote required for conviction. So in a case of no face, no case, there's been a lot of nudes leaking this week, huh? You girls are really giving it up. Now, see, this is exactly the fuck why when it comes to these niggas asking for pictures, this is why I don't play that shit. Because, and listen, if I get famous, will there be some nudes of me out there? Possibly. But listen, no face, no case. And that is all I got to say. Okay? Unless you see my face, it ain't me. However, in the case of one Darius A$AP Rocky, a sex tape / nudes were revealed this week, where he can be seen executing a rhythmless slow stroke on a white woman. Now, if you have not seen this video of A$AP Rocky, you can find it on Pornhub in the celebrity section. Now, in his defense, Rocky did say that my penis and I woke up to the alarming disturbance of a video clip today. As his defense attorney, we're prepared to deny any slow strokes or lack of killing that pussy. Blah, blah, blah. But the real punchline is seeing people who never fucked me rate me. Now, I have a lot to say about Mr. A$AP Rocky. I have a theory, girls, and it goes a little something like this. A lot of the guys out here, let's just call a spade a spade. A lot of the black guys out here who may have questionable penis execution, whether it be size, girth, or motion in the ocean, I feel like they tend to want to fuck with white women. Listen, Okay, I'm not saying that this is 100% true. It's just my theory. I just feel like a lot of times a weak stroke game from a black man will probably be the impetus for him messing with someone who is perhaps a little more forgiving when it comes to a weak stroke game, if you will. So it is no surprise to me that ASAP has a particular taste when it comes to women. Women who can, for lack of better terms, stand there and take the tickling of his pickle. I, for one, saw the video, was not impressed, and thought it was comedy. Moving on. Steph Curry even had a little nude leakage this week. Now, I was not interested in seeing said leakage because it's Steph Curry. I don't look at Steph Curry in the way of like, oh yeah, let me see what he's stroking with. I gotta tell you, I don't really care. We also had Logan Paul, for the girls who are interested in climbing the Caucasus Mountains. Logan Paul, who is a YouTuber who has fallen on his own sword, so to speak, of controversy in the past. He actually had a video revealed, and it seemed as though his Twitter had been hacked at some point, because he was saying stuff like, if you in fact want to see my video, if I get enough something, I'll go ahead and leak it, whatever. In the alleged tape, which was released, it appears a little bit grainy, but it shows the star doing an upside down, throwing that neck in a circle maneuver, which is envious to say the least, because if you've ever given head upside down, you know that is like in direct proportion to killing that throat. So, and I'm not saying I have. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that if you have, let me just drink some of this stuff right here. Cause like, y'all are really, please. Last but not least, we were blessed with a nude from my personal favorite, DaBaby. And when I say baby on baby, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, the internets were all abuzz. And actually, shout out to DaBaby and happy birthday to him, as he is celebrating a birthday today. However, our friend DaBaby had the best gift ever given to us this week, where you can see in the video what has to be one of the most... Now, listen, I'm one of these people that thinks that dicks are not cute, okay? Like, they're not cute. Nothing about them screams like, oh, yes, girl, look at that dick. It's so, oh, yes, bitch. Like, I don't want a gallery of dick pics just for shits and giggles. I don't see the need for it. However, when it comes to DaBaby, I say bring on the nudes, honey. He's got the most beautiful chocolate schlong I've ever seen in my life. Now, in the video, you can see an erect chocolate schlong full of size and girth and just blessed by the penis gods, honey. And then this is accompanied by a voice that sounds like DaBaby, and he's saying something. No one really cares what he's saying. Now, DaBaby has since denied that this is him in this video, because he's saying that he does not send nude pics. That is not something that he does. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't DaBaby married? Is he married, y'all? He's not married. He just has kids. I don't know. Something's happening there. I don't know what it is, but I will tell you this. If you have not seen it, go ahead to my Twitter page. There is a link up there for you. Get it while it's hot. All right. Speaking of while it's hot, Revolve. You guys are familiar with the Revolve company, right? They are a retail company. An online-based retail company. If you ever are one of those people that tend to follow, the typical it bitches of the influencer girls on Instagram, the Drea Michelles, the bitches who are just like cute and get money to say that